So welcome back, guys, to another video, and yes, it is thunderstorming outside, which is a perfect mood to talk about this topic today that normally I don't cover on this channel. Mostly I cover video games. I don't really talk about movies, but this is kind of like, you know, TV show about video games. Of course, I'm talking about the Netflix Castlevania series. I've had my friends hit me up being like, hey, Xander, Castlevania's not going on Netflix. They're coming out with a new one, which I already knew, because even when they announced that Season 4 was going to be the last in the series, they said that they were going to leave the door open for possible spinoff. So I knew, as successful as Castlevania is on Netflix, and as much as Konami doesn't even acknowledge they have such a great series, people love Castlevania. Matter of fact, I'm rewatching the whole series. I'm back on Season 3 with my girlfriend, who never really got into Castlevania, and she's been absolutely loving the show. So it is a great way for people to get into the series. Now, just a disclaimer, this is going to have some spoilers, not just from the Netflix series, but also from the Castlevania games as well. So watch this with your own discretion, and don't get mad if I spoil anything, okay? You've been warned. So yes, Netflix officially announced that they are making a Castlevania spin-off starring Richter Belmont, Maria, and Alucard. Now, I'll be honest, if you listen to the last episode of Blast Podcasting, I kind of called it. I kind of called it when we were talking about Castlevania. I was like, they're going to do Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. And I know a lot of people are wanting to see Simon Belmont. They're like, oh man, I can't wait to see Simon Belmont. And when they found out it was Rondo of Blood, they were like, oh man, I wanted to see Simon. Well, here's the thing, okay? First off, I mean, Trevor's son is Christopher Belmont, which is not that popular of a Castlevania game. Castlevania Adventure, let's face it, on the Game Boy, it's not that popular. He had a son, his son turned evil, they fought each other, fought Dracula, all that stuff. Would have made a great Netflix series. But Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night, can't go wrong with that. So it's going to have Richter Belmont, Maria, Alucard, and it's going to be taking place during the French Revolution. And I'll be honest, when I first heard that they were going to be making a Castlevania spinoff, I thought they were going to go completely left field and dive away from the Belmont clan and go into the Morris clan. And what I mean by that is, of course, again, spoilers, Dracula and his wife are in England. What happened in England? You think of Bram Stoker Dracula, you think of the fight, you think of Quincy Morris killing Dracula, who Quincy Morris was the father of John Morris, who is John Morris. He's also the father of Jonathan Morris that we saw in Portugal Ruin. I thought that was going to happen. But I also thought about Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night as well, because it's, probably some of the most popular titles in the series. As much as I would like to see Simon Belmont, you gotta admit, this is a TV show. And the thing about Simon Belmont, there's no supporting characters in the original Castlevania 1 and 2. There was no supporting characters. It was just Simon by himself going to the castle, killing Dracula. He gets cursed, figures out how to undo the curse, lives happily ever after, and has kids to continue his bloodline, just like every other Belmont. But Richter, of course, having Maria. Then you got Alucard, which we saw from the previous series. That's why the original Castlevania did so good for the Netflix, the Castlevania 3. It's because we had supporting characters. We had, Trevor Belmont. We had Sypha. We had, Alucard. We had Grant No, we didn't have Grant Dynasty. But, we had all these characters that already had their own established lore that Netflix could kind of do their own thing with. And honestly, I wouldn't want Netflix to have complete control of, say, the Simon Belmont timeline, because when they had complete control with Season 3, you kind of saw what happened with that. So what do I think is going to happen in this new spin-off series? Of course, we're going to be going into Rondo of Blood. We're going to be going into Richter Belmont. I would love to see exactly what kind of character he is. What kind of traits is he going to have that's similar to Trevor? Is he going to be more serious? Is he going to be more of an alcoholic? Is he going to be a womanizer? I don't know. Of course, you got Maria. You know, she's like a little girl in Rondo and then grows up, 5 years later in Symphony of the Night. But you may be asking yourself, who is going to be the villain of this new series? Because, I mean, let's face it, there's really no reason for Dracula to be the villain in the new series. I mean, unless something happens to his wife in England, he's kind of content with life. I mean, the guy was in hell, and he really didn't care that he was in eternal damnation as long as he was holding his loved one. I mean, they made Dracula very emotional in the Netflix series. So, who are they going to bring? Shaft.
Damn right.
That's right. Oh, man. I cannot wait to see Shaft. We kind of saw some essence of Shaft in the original Netflix series when we saw Season 3 and we saw the priest kind of have like this cult of personality with the nightmare creatures. That's kind of how Shaft is. He's kind of like this cult leader of Dracula in darkness. And, spoiler, ends up possessing Richter Belmont, who becomes the new enemy and completely tarnishes the bloodline of the Belmont clan. So I think there's a lot they could do with this series. I think there's a lot that could happen, and I'm really excited. I'm really wondering what they're going to do with it. I wonder if it's going to be, an 8-episode season. If they do like 4 episodes of Rondo of Blood, 4 episodes of Symphony of the Night, and just kind of cut it right there. I really don't know how they can milk it as much as they did with the Netflix original series. I was surprised we got 4 seasons. But, I mean, Netflix do take a lot of liberties. I mean, let's face it, as much as I love the Castlevania series on Netflix, they did a lot of different things from the timeline, which was okay and not okay. But regardless, I am a huge fan of Castlevania, and I am looking forward to this glorious spinoff. At least I hope it's glorious. What do you think? Leave a comment below. What do you think is going to be a part of this new Castlevania series? I would love to hear some of your thoughts and opinions. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, but also hit that bell so you're notified on all future videos that come out on this channel. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And as always, happy gaming.